So, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has actually invited Godswill Akpabio to chair the Federal Executive Council meeting holding tomorrow at the Villa. Yes, the Federal Executive Council meeting is always the highest decision making of the federal parastatals in the country. So since after the Senate President came back from UK, after he was miraculously saved and healed from his illness, the president already, who has a line that has to do with hitting the ground running, has actually said, okay, that Apabio needs to be at the villa to chair the preliminaries tomorrow, being Wednesday. This is really necessary because with everything that has happened, he wants to use this. The president wants to use opportunity to calm all nerves and show them that of a truth that he is back. Yes, of a truth that Apabio is not as ill as people have been made to believe. Before now, a lot of persons thought that this one that Apabio has been sick, has been sick. He will not have the mind to even discharge his duties anymore. In fact, it was even so terrible and so bad that people actually thought that he is not going to make it. Yes, people actually had some different thoughts that he has died and he was not going to be alive to see this next day, or also actually trying to make the wife a widow. But right now, the dynamics have changed. Yes, the dynamics have changed in the sense that they now have a thorough understanding that things are not as bad as they made it to look as. When you find yourself in a very serious issue like this, in fact, I think it was actually the work of perpetrators of evil who felt that the best thing to do was to carry this kind of ill news and bad news that this is happening. And when things begin to happen in such a way and manner like this, it will degenerate to something that nobody can understand and nobody can comprehend. And not giving up on the aspects of what is really happening in our country. And people should also understand that with the fact that we are now getting to an election year, there's always the tendency for people to believe that things will not really work the way they should do. Everybody should guard themselves and try to see that they make life miserable and willful and understanding for everybody. Now, truth be told, in as much as we know that Apabio has stepped on so many toes, you understand, but so many toes that one cannot even comprehend or understand, there are still chances and opportunities that it does not really matter how hard people try to take things. The truth about the matter is that people should gladly anticipate that no matter what happens, no matter how difficult, no matter how tight, no matter how expressive they want to get, they cannot really get at the president of the Senate. And that is because Apabio on his own is a very hard politician. Now, if you understand his background, there are some people that when you look at them, you know that they are actually real staunched politicians. People who study politics, who breed politics, who feel politics all their life. They've always been politicians. So people like that are such that you need to actually be very scared of them. And Apabio is one of such persons. I mean, for you to rise up to become the number 3 citizen in the Federal Republic, you should know that it is not just a thing for babies. It's something that comes with its own challenges, and not just challenges. It also comes with its own panache. It also comes with its own euphoria. It also comes with its own expectancy. The truth about the matter is, at the pace that things are going right now, Apabio is actually preparing himself to take over a very sensitive position, which is, we don't want to speculate, but I can tell you for free that Akpabio is eyeing to become the president in the shortest possible time. And when people who get to be a little bit desperate like this decide to come out to make things happen, then you should actually understand that the way and manner everything is going to happen will just make you know that of a truth everybody is now beginning to have a different mindset. Everybody is now beginning to have a different conformity. Everybody is now beginning to feel and know that it does not really matter how hard they try. What matters and what plays an important role that we all should understand is the fact that this administration is really trying to make sure that they impoverish Nigerians to a place and manner that nobody can comprehend and nobody can understand. Now, just take a look at how this is 20 we are in 2025, election is 2027. They are not even talking about governance, they are not even talking about rulership. All they are more interested in is how to win the next elections. And when people who become so desperate get into power, what it now entails is the fact that they will go all out, to see that they have things working for themselves. And when things begin to work for themselves like this, when things begin to get out of hand, when things begin to get out of proportion, it will cause nothing but chaos. It will cause nothing but a kind of disparity that no one can actually thoroughly understand. So it is really pertinent to know that at this Federal Executive Council meeting that will be holding at the Villa tomorrow, Apabio will be presiding. And with Apabio presiding over this meeting, it will actually help and give us a clue to know if what really happened to him has had any effect on his capacity to lead, because the whole idea of this is trying to see and make sure that he still has the capacity to be who he is. And when such capacities are actually not being put in place, it will now degenerate to something that nobody can actually thoroughly have a grasp and wishful understanding of what is really happening. And we are hoping, wishing, and praying that Apabio recovers in the shortest possible time, so that all these naysayers, all these people who thought that it seems that the guy did not make it or did not make it, will actually go back to lick their wounds, because it's very terrible for people just to sit down and just feel that somebody will just travel and just buy like that. This is not what we expect to have.